the almighty Vitalik Buterin is thinking at all times, because I'm heavily like I need this guy to be like right, because I'm obviously like listening to him all the time and figuring out what he does and talks about. So, but let's just move on. So Vitalik Buterin, wary of pushing too much complexity to Ethereum layer 2s. A layer 1 consensus failure might create a day of panic for devs, but with a layer 2 bug, people could permanently lose lots of money, he said. A layer 1 consensus failure might create a day of panic. But yeah, layer 2 bug would obviously, cause lots of people to lose lots of money. So what's going on? Like, why does he think this? Is he like forecasting? Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin is not convinced that all complex features developers want in Ethereum should be built on layer 2 scaling solutions. People use layer 2s like Optimism, Polygon, and Arbitrum because they are cheaper and faster than using Ethereum mainnet. At the time of writing, layer 2s are processing about 75 transactions per second compared to Ethereum's mainnet steady 12 transactions per second, according to layer 2B. By definition, layer 2s inherit the security guarantees of the layer 1 that they sit on top of, but when complex features get built on layer 2s instead of the base layer, they can introduce extra risk, Buterin argued. If you have a layer 1 consensus failure, stuff breaks, core devs scramble for a day, but eventually things are alright again, he wrote on Twitter. With a layer 2 bug, people could permanently lose lots of money. Honestly, I'm about 3 times less confident in the simplified layer 1, even at the expense of more complicated layer 2s concept than I was 5 years ago. The challenge is that when you can trade off between layer 1 bug risk and layer 2 bug risk, it's not actually clear that the latter is better. If you have a layer 1 consensus failure, stuff breaks, core devs scramble for a day, but eventually things are alright again. With a layer 2 bug, people could permanently lose lots of money. Yeah. So that's self-explanatory, because with the layer 1, people are trusting that this is the security, like the end-all be-all of secure transactions, and then the core developers of this layer 1 blockchain make the blockchain able to have more transactions per second. They're able to blockchain to perhaps put new features on it, like with Bitcoin. We saw like Lightning transactions happening now. People can use Bitcoin like with email addresses now. Where people can now start building NFTs on top of Bitcoin, although they don't have to. People can also make other coins on top of Bitcoin, like Ethereum. So that's why you need core developers. What Vitalik is saying, like with layer 2, with a layer 2 that's built on top of Ethereum, like what's layer 2, like Arbitrum that's built on top of Ethereum, or Avalanche. If you start adding more features to this, like besides the smart contracts, like you start adding like things that like maybe like real estate on top of Avalanche, for example, then all these different complexities make it that much easier for it to be exploited. And that's the problem, because if something gets exploited on the layer 2 level on top of this is layer 1, layer 2 complexity, something gets exploited here, people's funds are here, that just gets siphoned out. So he was replying to and mostly agreeing with a Bitcoin magazine editor's tweet criticizing people who overstate the capabilities of layer 2s. I would say it can actually be worth adding some pretty sophisticated layer 1 features to reduce the core burden of layer 2s and allow them to be reasonably simple. Buterin has lately been, so he's saying that better to make the layer 1 complicated and the layer 2 simple, because layer 1 is more important. Buterin has lately been very focused on security and making the Ethereum network safe for users. He recently said he would be interested in seeing AI used by developers to help audit Ethereum's code and detect bugs. That would be cool. The renewed focus on security, the subject of his latest blog post. Oh yeah, we definitely got to read that. So, could perhaps be why he's changed his stance on layer 2s. He used to be in favor of keeping Ethereum mainnet as simple as possible. During a 2009 Ethereum meetup in Taipei, oh that's so cool, he was in Taipei, Buterin presented his thoughts on scaling solutions, saying that layer 1 does not need to be overly complex to optimize properties. He also argued that over time it would become increasingly difficult to make changes on layer 1s. His comments come just weeks before the DenCon upgrade gets supported on Ethereum mainnet. The upgrade will introduce EIP 4844, more commonly referred to proto-dank sharding. These names are kind of funny. It will dramatically increase transaction speeds and reduce costs for layer 2s. So that's Vitalik Buterin's thought on layer 2s, and that's going to actually make us,